Why is the classification of organisms needed? There are millions and millions of organisms with different morphologies present on Earth. So, it becomes important to classify biological diversity to identify the organisms based on the similarities and differences and to understand the complexities ranging from simpler organisms to more complex ones. In this session, we are going to discuss the features of phylum Annelida to phylum Hemichordata with examples. Let's explore this together. As discussed, different organisms possess different features and belong to some group or phylum having similar features. Let us first discuss the features of phylum Annelida. You must have certainly seen earthworms and leeches. These belong to the phylum Annelida. What are the common features between them? Let's find them out. Annelids are aquatic like nereis, terrestrial free-living like an earthworm, or parasitic like leeches. Here you can see that the body of the annelid is internally and externally divided into segments, so we can say that they show metamerism. In addition to that, they are bilateral, triploblastic, coelomate with a closed circulatory system and organ system level of organization. Longitudinal and circular muscles help in locomotion. Nephridia help in osmoregulation and excretion. And the neural system of annelids consists of paired ganglia connected to the nerve cord by lateral nerves. Aquatic annelids like nereis contain lateral appendages called parapodia that help them in swimming. Nereis are dioecious in nature, but earthworms and leeches, they are monoecious. And reproduction is sexual. Have you noticed insects having jointed legs, shiny outer covering and body which is differentiated into head and thorax? They fall under the largest phylum, that is phylum Arthropoda. Here the term arthros means joint and poda means appendages. So arthropods are organisms with paired appendages. Let us find out the common features of the phylum Arthropoda. When you are observing the body of arthropods, it contains a head, thorax and abdominal region, and it is covered by chitinous exoskeleton. Members of this phylum show organ system level of organization. They use gills, book lungs or the tracheal system to respire. They also possess Malpighian tubules for excretion and they sense through antennae and eyes. They also have a balancing organ called the statocyst. Some other characteristics of arthropods are they are bilateral, triploblastic, coelomate and with an open circulatory system. Mostly they are dioecious and oviparous. So, fertilization is internal and the development may or may not be direct. Butterflies, grasshoppers, mosquitoes and scorpions are included in this phylum. Now let's move on to the next phylum, the second largest animal phylum, that is phylum Mollusca. Here you can see that the bodies of mollusks are covered by a calcareous shell and it is unsegmented with a head, muscular foot and the visceral hump. Over the visceral hump, a spongy layer of skin is present and that is called mantle. The space in between the mantle and the hump is called mantle cavity. The cavity possesses feather-like gills for respiration and excretion. They are terrestrial or aquatic with organ system level of organization. They are bilateral, triploblastic and coelomate. They are dioecious, oviparous with indirect development. Do you know one thing? In mollusk, a specialized anatomical structure is present for feeding. It is called radula. Members of phylum mollusk include octopus, pinctada, squid and chiton. Let's move on to the next phylum, phylum Echinodermata. The members of this phylum are found only in marine habitats and they bear a spiny calcareous endoskeleton. They possess an organ system level of organization. Do you know one thing? The members of the phylum show bilateral and radial symmetry in their life cycle. In larval stages, they are bilaterally symmetrical, while in adults, the symmetry changes to a radial one. The members of this phylum, like starfish, sea urchins, and sea cucumber, are triploblastic coelomates with a complete digestive system. Now let's discuss what are the distinct features of this phylum. The members of this phylum have a water vascular system which helps in locomotion, capture and transport of food and respiration. But they do lack an excretory system. When we consider the reproduction in echinoderms, they are monoecious and have a sexual mode of reproduction, which is presently followed by external fertilization. The developmental process is indirect. You can see a gradation of external and internal features across all phyla, right? Let us check now the features of the phylum Hemichordata. This phylum consists of worm-like marine organisms with an organ system level of organization. That is, as you can see on this screen, most of them possess a cylindrical body with an anterior proboscis, collar and a long trunk. Have you heard of the word stomachord? These are the rudimentary structures seen in the collar region and are somewhat similar to notochord. Now, let us check the symmetry of the body plan. They are bilaterally symmetrical, triploblastic and coelomate. Now let's focus on a few internal systems and their peculiarities. They have an open circulatory system. For respiration, gills are present. And excretion is performed with the help of proboscis gland. They have separate male and female bodies. That is, the sexes are separate with indirect development. And also, they show external fertilization. A few examples include belanoglossus and saccoglossus. I hope your knowledge has been broadened and now you can identify and classify different types of animals. But it does not end here. We will be learning phylum Chordata and their subclasses in the next videos. Well, now let's summarize what we have learnt.
Manorama Horizon. Learning made simple.